And here with more, Judge Andrew Napolitano, Fox News senior judicial analyst, back in New York tonight. Judge, what do you make of this so far tonight?
Well, we have a bit of a standstill with respect to the committee because in response to this Republican-drafted four-page memo based on raw intelligence data, the Democrats have drafted their own memo, which they say is based on the same raw data, and the committee voted to release the Republican version, but not the Democrat version. I'm of the view that when Chris Wray, the director of the FBI, went to the House Intelligence Committee safe vault on a Sunday afternoon to read the four-page memo, he saw something in there about Andrew McCabe, which was the straw that broke the camel's back for him, and decided that it was time for McCabe to go. I don't think Chris Wray saw the Inspector General's report. That would be highly irregular for him to see the Inspector General's report before it came out. But remember, Martha, you just reported a few minutes ago that the Justice Department last week cautioned the House Intelligence Committee against releasing the report when no one from the Justice Department had seen the report. In fact, as far as we know, the only human being from the Justice Department who has seen the report is the director of the FBI yesterday afternoon.
So in terms of what happens now, and, you know, just to also mention, there was a story last week that Christopher Wray was being pressured to let Andrew McCabe go, and that he had pushed back on that. So now, for whatever reason, and, you know, it may be the reasons that we've just talked about here, the revelations to Mr. Wray about these memos, he appears to have changed his mind based on something that he saw or read, or perhaps information that he passed along to Andrew McCabe and said, you know, you should know this. You may want to get out in front of this.
Right. So we don't know if Andrew McCabe was pushed or if he jumped, but we do know it followed so closely in time Director Wray's view of not only the four-page memo, but most likely, because he has a top-secret clearance as director of the FBI, but most likely the underlying raw intel on which the memo was based, that he went to his colleague and longtime friend Andrew McCabe and said, I don't think you want to confront this. I think it's time for you to go. Now, what's in the memo?
So in terms of the FISA process, Judge, because, you know, obviously there's a judge that approves, there's a panel of judges that approve these requests. So that's supposed to be the stopgap in these situations.
Yes.
When, you know, if something phony from a dossier is brought before these judges, they're supposed to have the discretion and the judgment to say, this doesn't add up.
But a judge's discretion is only as good as the evidence that is brought before him. And in this unique situation, and I've been very critical of it, as you know, where the court meets in secret and there's nobody there on the other side. The court meets with lawyers and agents from the NSA and generally accepts what they say. We'll ask a few probing questions, but if they give garbage to the court, then garbage is going to come out in the form of the warrant that the court will sign. Question: did they knowingly, did anybody in the FBI or the NSA knowingly mislead a federal judge in order to get the judge to sign a warrant? If the answer to that is yes, then heads will roll, not just discipline from the DOJ, but criminal prosecutions of the people who misled this judge.
Judge, thank you very much.
You're welcome.